Welcome to Make It Strong podcast, episode 7. It's just the two of us today.
It's just the two of us. Oh, yes, building castles in the sky. That's all I know.
No one knows this.
Yeah, anyways.
You and I.
I'm Fernando.
I'm Courtney, obviously.
What's up, y'all?
If you made it this far, you probably know that by now.
Yeah, for real. For real. Yeah, there's no guest today. We were thinking just doing something different, and you know what? We don't need a guest all the time. We just hear the stories from our mouths. That's all.
Yeah, we haven't really answered too many of our own questions.
No, we have not.
I mean, some of it, but not a lot. So we haven't been on here in a while, obviously. We've missed Halloween, Florida, Georgia, all that good stuff. And I know that was a time.
Yeah, that was some good times. And then our seventh guest, Brett, he was sick, and right now he's getting ready to open up his own little sandwich shop here at Jack's Beach. But he'll be
English is hard.
Yeah, it is. That's what happens when you're not on the mic for a while. But he'll be our next guest. But yeah, Halloween weekend, Florida, Georgia weekend. We have a few stories to share. Some are good, and some are bad.
It wasn't that bad. It was a good weekend, but Halloween is always, I love Halloween, but Halloween in the bar is a whole different thing. Because, I don't know, it's such good people watching.
No, it is. The costumes are awesome.
Lots of butts. I'm here for it.
Yes.
Well, good butts.
God bless America, people. And the freedoms that we have.
Yeah. But it is also weird because, you have a hot dog trying to fight Batman and fucking Big Bird's getting kicked out. It's weird. It's a weird time.
It is. And it's funny, too, because if you were to record Big Bird getting kicked out and you could add any sound to it, it would be pretty funny.
What sound would you add to it?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe like the beginning intro of Pornhub.
Maybe some Birdman? No, okay.
Oh, my God. Anyways, I'm wearing my Make It Strong shirt.
I'm not. Yeah. I didn't get the memo. My bad.
Yeah.
We kind of match.
Yeah. Halloween weekend, Florida, Georgia weekend is a big, big deal in Jacksonville. Tons of visitors, tons of money, people with money, people with no money. It's great times. But my favorite part about Florida, Georgia weekend, it's and it happens every year since I've been in this industry 17 years, when it's the frat kid that wants to buy all his friends lemon drops, and it's just his card gets declined and has to get daddy to Venmo him more money.
I mean, sometimes I have to do that too.
Oh, you gotta daddy.
Just kidding.
No, I had a guy who ordered 6 or 7 lemon drops. I had to double check his ID because he looked very young. 6 lemon drops, I make him. He give me his card. It got declined, and he's going on his phone, and he was hold on, give me a second. I'm going to transfer money. Okay. Comes back. Should be good. Nope, not good. All right, let me call my dad. Walks away. His friend ends up paying for the shots.
I mean, at least he has a good friend to pay for the shots.
Yeah, but we didn't get tipped, so.
The people who aggravate me lately, which I'm not complaining too much, but I am kind of complaining, is the people who ask for a drink. After you make it, they're like, do you take Apple Pay? And we don't take Apple Pay, but then they have no other form of payment, and then it gets real awkward.
I've had people walk away. It's like, well, that's all I have. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
I have that too. Or, their friends have to pay, and that's kind of shitty too. But just make sure you ask before you order a drink.
I did have a lot of Florida, Georgia weekend. I did get quite a few people order drinks and walk away, and they never came back.
Oh, and then you have to go search for them. That was happened all weekend actually.
Yeah, I made a whiskey Coke, a rum and Coke, and a Bud Light for this guy. I come back from getting the Bud Light, and he's gone. The people around him, they said they didn't know him. I'm like, okay, and I guess I'm gonna throw these away. But the people next to him We're like, no, we'll take that. You sure? Yeah, okay, here you go.
Oh, that was nice of them.
No, it was. I gave them a shot of rumpy.
Ew.
Yeah. I think one of them went to the bathroom and threw up, but I'm not
I've been
sure.
asking people who order rumpy if they hate themselves. And every one of them say yeah, so.
Rumpy. If you drink cold rumpy, nothing wrong with that. But is there anybody out there that drinks warm rumpy?
I've had someone ask for a warm rumpy before.
Just put it in the microwave.
Room temperature rumpy. And I'm like,
Oh, that's just gross.
yeah.
So what were you for Halloween?
What was I? I was a vampire one day. I was Richard Simmons.
You guys should have seen her in her Richard Simmons outfit.
And then we were pirates on Monday.
Yeah, I was Captain Morgan. If you guys can tell, if you're watching this, I have
Kept the stash left over.
I'm keeping the stash.
You know what I did notice? There was a lot of vomit. Halloween. Everyone was throwing up all weekend.
Yeah.
More than usual, because the poor new door guy. I was like, I promise it's usually not this bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's usually not that bad, but this weekend it was one after the other after the other.
Yeah. But before we get to the puke stories, I think we have to talk about all the Halloween costumes that we saw. The good ones, the really amazing ones, and the really bad ones.
I mean, I saw a lot of the same thing, honestly.
I saw Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'm surprised we only saw one Jeffrey Dahmer. I thought we were going to see a lot of Jeffrey Dahmers.
He actually looked pretty legit. He had a real mustache and everything. And the hair.
Yeah, I think he just naturally looked like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say good job to the Jeffrey Dahmer costume, but it was definitely pretty funny.
My favorite, there was a green Power Ranger.
Yes, and the pink one too.
There wasn't a pink one out.
Or was it? No, it was a yellow one.
I didn't see any girls.
On Monday.
I didn't see any girls as a Power Ranger. I only saw the green one.
I saw the Yellow Ranger. But their mask was not the full. It was just the front part. It wasn't.
Was it a girl?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
And then all the behinds, all the asses that were sticking out.
There was a couple good ones.
Yeah. Now on Saturday, Florida Georgia weekend, a ton of people were out, and every bar at the beach had a huge line. And I have to say that the people that were waiting in line in their Halloween costumes, and it was kind of chilly.
It was a little chilly Monday.
Yeah. But I do have to talk about one costume that was at the tavern. Young girl, I think she was wearing a dental floss underwear and an angel outfit with wings.
I think that's every girl on Halloween.
God bless you. Just saying. I don't know.
Saying young girl and dental floss and God bless you all in one sentence is kind of creepy. But whatever. I mean, huh?
I'm sipping on my coffee.
Yeah,
And by the way, this is the first episode, I think, where we're not drinking.
We're drinking Starbucks.
Yeah.
Look at us being responsible adults.
Yeah, we are.
Maybe that's why it's so boring.
Yeah, your mother's.
I'm telling her you said that.
But yeah, no, the puke. This weekend, definitely, there was a lot of people that were puking.
It was so bad. It was some guy threw up in a trash can over here. As soon as that happened, I'm kicking him out. And then the new guy is like, hey, do you see that girl passed out over there? And I'm like, where the fuck did she come from? So then I'm kicking her out. She stops midway to throw up everywhere. The boy we just kicked out is outside swinging his shirt up in the air. Get her out. Come to find out, they're boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm like, oh, match made in heaven.
I was the perfect couple. And you know what? The guy that was puking, I have to give him A for effort. But he was trying to make it in the trash can, and instead of making it in the trash can, I thought he was playing basketball, hits it on the back wall, thinking it's going to bounce back into the trash can. Next thing you know, it's all over the wall, on the floor. Then he goes into the bathroom, where he pukes more. You know what? I puked before, but I make it to the toilet.
I had one person, I think it was Halloween weekend, I think it was that Saturday, they made eye contact with me and then threw up on the floor. I was like, I just pointed to the door, and they already knew. They just walked out.
Oh, really?
I'm like, come on. They made eye contact with me as it was happening. I'm like, why? Why?
So I got this advice from a older guy when I was 19. Actually, I got kicked out for puking out of a club back in the day. It's called Plush. I puked.
Oh, I remember Plush.
I puked. Door guy kicked me out. Actually, it was the bouncer that kicked me out. He told me, "Hey, if you think about puking and you think you're about to puke, make sure you are near the bathroom. Make sure you're looking around for the nearest trash can, so like that you're not puking on people on the floor."
advice for that.
He told me that.
Not common sense.
I was fucking 19.
Oh my goodness.
I was 19. Some people just don't think about it. Fuck it, I'm just gonna puke right here where I'm at.
Who?
There's the guy, the girl that
They were
made eye
just
contact
drunk.
with you.
They're just drunk.
Yeah. No. So, anyways, I got kicked out for puking. But ever since then, I always make it into the trash can or the toilet.
Yeah.
And I
Or
don't
just
even-
don't drink to that point.
Well, if you eat a big meal and you start drinking heavy, obviously that is gonna come up. Puke and rally, baby. Puke and rally.
Oh, you know, it was my pet peeve working in a restaurant. People who would puke in beer pitchers and leave it. That's disgusting. Or beer buckets.
Like that TikTok we were just watching. Where the girl
Oh, yeah, that was a cup, so it just overflowed everywhere. Ugh, so gross.
Yeah, it was nasty. I do have a story where this girl was flirting with me. She was drinking. I was working a day shift at the Ritz. I was a door guy. I was a bartender. Can't remember. She puked in a pint glass. She wasn't done puking. She gets her friend's draft beer, throws the beer on the floor, and pukes more.
I mean, I guess at least it's not on the floor, but throw the glasses away.
So, no, and she was like, "Hey, I'm really sorry. I guess the food and the shot we just took came up." Sounded sober. And she proceeds to give me the pint glasses. No, you don't do that. There's a trash can right behind you. Just throw it. Just throw it. And my manager came over and kicked him out.
Yeah, well, at least shouldn't throw up everywhere, I guess.
The sad thing about it, she was a Gator fan. She had a Gator shirt.
It doesn't surprise me.
What are you, a Gator fan?
I am a Gator fan, but football fans in general are kind of a new breed.
Yeah. Try going to Gainesville or Tallahassee.
Oh, when the Raiders fans were in town.
I do have I went to the game on Sunday.
Did you?
We won that game. But this Raider
Also,
fan,
like a way.
this Raider fan was slamming his water bottle on any surface that he was able to as we were leaving the stadium. We were still inside the stadium, but we were trying to get down to the escalators. Mm-hmm. And there's a trash can. He balls up the water bottle, throws it across, and hits these two girls that were close enough, one of the little souvenir stands that are right by the Bud Zone. Mm-hmm. I quickly turned around to see where he was at. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And then I went to the bathroom, and there was two Raider fans talking smack to a bunch of Jag fans. I'm like, dude, you guys lost. No need to talk shit. I never talk shit.
Yeah, but that's every fan base, I feel like. There was a lady here from California for the game, and she was standing outside the fence trying to take beers off the tables.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And she was like wasted on the outside of the fence. So I go out there. I'm like, hey, you can't be standing here drinking outside the fence. She got mad. I'm like, okay, you have 2 minutes to like leave or I'm going to call the police. And then I go back over there. She has another beer in her hand. So I like grab it out of her hand and she's like, you cunt whore. I'm like, you're 50 years old getting kicked out of a beach bar. You're not going to hurt my feelings.
She called you a cunt whore?
Yeah.
I would have been like, thank you so much. I love you.
I just started laughing. I was like, okay.
No, the thing about it is, I know we have an open container law at the stadium. So if you're going from tailgate to tailgate, you are able to walk around with an open container.
Yeah.
So I was in North Carolina for a Panthers game where I remember drinking and I thought it was the same. Nope. Cop came over, gave me an insult. Well, not an insult. He just ripped me a new one. But I was already throwing my empty White Claw in the trash. So you can't be doing that. I'm like, oh, sorry, didn't know. My bad. I thought it was the same at every stadium. But apparently, not every city has an open container law.
Yeah.
And people get mad.
People get so mad.
Like, no, you can't drink on the beach.
And everyone assumes they can. Which I get it, because I would assume too.
Yeah.
If I wasn't from here.
But don't be mad at the manager, at the bartender, at the staff if they tell you you can't leave with your beer or your vodka water because there's no open container law. Like, if they say no, I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, didn't know any better, and I'll finish it inside the establishment, and that is it.
Yeah, people do get angry.
Yeah. Especially if there's a sign before you leave the door that says no alcohol beyond this point, and people still try to do it.
People don't read.
Yeah, that, or they just don't care.
Or they just don't care.
But then they get mad when they're being talked to like a little kid. Well, there's a sign that says no booze beyond this point. It's right in the way. So if you didn't see it or if you read it and you just say didn't care, then you know what? Then you deserve every kind of talking to.
I think that goes back to with just grown-ass adults being entitled.
I got put over for speeding a few months ago. I knew I was speeding. I knew I broke the law. Officer came over and like, my apologies. I'm sorry. Here's my driver's license. Here's my registration. I couldn't get mad at the cop if he gave me a ticket because I was in the wrong. But people here, they know they're in the wrong and they still get mad. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's your fault. It's not my fault. You just ignore the fucking rules of the establishment.
Yep. They don't care.
Or how about the couple that gets caught in the stall and they're trying to perform oral sex?
Yeah, I don't know.
I have one where
Like, do you expect us to just let it happen?
yeah, like, no, get out. You got caught. Hey, I give you props. You got caught. Go home, go to the car, do something. But no bar, no club, no restaurant is going to let you stay there after you get caught.
No. Especially when it's like the solo bath, like the family bathroom. Because, you know, there's a couple bars out here that only have those big bathrooms. And there's this long line. Be considerate. Some of us have to pee.
Yeah, and people, listen, if you know you're doing something illegal at the bar and you get caught, don't get mad. Just walk out and enjoy your rest of the afternoon or evening somewhere else and call it a night.
Words of advice from Fernando.
Yeah. Listen, the last thing I want to do is get in trouble and ruin my night.
That's when you just say, I just work here.
No hablo inglés.
Yeah.
But you got any puke stories?
Of me puking?
Yeah. Or
There was one story, which I made it to the bathroom, thank God. But I was I don't know where I was, but somebody sent me a 252 shot.
ooh,
And immediately I went to the bathroom and threw up because I'm not that savage.
yeah. Someone gave me a 252 shot for one of my birthdays,
It was literally the worst thing I've ever had in my life.
and you puked it right away.
Well, I felt it coming.
Yeah, same.
I made it to the bathroom, but and for you guys, I don't know, it's Wild Turkey 101.
And Bacardi 151.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I actually took that shot, and actually, it was my friend
It's bringing back flashbacks. I don't like it.
Jessica and Katie, I think, back at Ichiban. I had to run to the bathroom and puke the entire meal that I just ate.
Ugh.
Yeah, no.
And then I had one of my friends one time got us kicked out of a taxi on the highway when taxis were still a thing. On the highway because she threw up. She was about to throw up in it, and he just left us on the highway.
Oh, God.
I'm not gonna name names, but got us kicked out on the highway of a taxi.
That's not good.
No.
I
What a dick for leaving us too.
But
Right?
I puked. I didn't puke inside the taxi, but I did puke. You know the scene with Batman and the Joker where he sticks his head out of the cop car? That was me, but puking out of this car. We were getting dropped off at the house, my friend's house. I was pretty blacked out. My friend paid with my card. He ended up giving him like a big tip, and I cleaned the car on the side because there was
Yeah.
puke along the
That's
side.
good, Fred.
I helped him. From what I barely remember, but he grabbed the hose and hey, spray the car, spraying the taxi. It was a Gator taxi,
Oh.
the ones that were back here in the day.
What happened to taxis? Do they no longer exist?
Only
It's all Uber?
New York City, Atlanta, Miami, Orlando, Tampa. They still have taxis there.
We don't have them here?
I haven't seen any.
Me neither.
They try to rip you off.
How?
Taxis?
What about surging Ubers?
Oh, tell me that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a ripoff at all. It's
No, it's just very annoying. You know, taxis were complaining that they were going out of business, but they were ripping people off, charging them a different amount every time. But with Uber, it was like, oh, you already know what you're going to pay. But then at the end of the night, at 2 a.m., when people are trying to get taxis or Ubers, they're charging them like $80 just to go 1 mile or
still
2
cheaper
blocks.
than a DUI.
Yeah, that's true. Or hurting anyone.
Yep.
God forbid.
Yep. I will always choose to Uber.
Yeah.
I think.
I just walk home.
Depends how drunk I am.
I walk home. But, you know, wasn't it a full moon?
I don't think it was a full moon, but that myth that weird shit happens on full moon is 100% true. I think working in service industry proves it. Even hospitals say the same thing.
It's weird.
It is weird. You get the weird crowd, weird vibes, weird
Because
everything.
even some of my cop friends,
They know when it's a full moon.
they hit it like, oh, it's going to be a bad one.
It makes sense.
Yeah. It has to be something with the energy in the moon.
You sounded real hippie-ish.
You're the one that thinks that, and I have to agree. But every time there's a full moon, there's always something crazy happening.
If it's a weird night, if it's like, oh man, things are just happening that's weird, I'll be like, is it a full moon? And 9 out of 10 times, it's either a full moon or the night before a full moon.
I do remember a story where Saturday night, it was a full moon, nothing bad happened, or no fights or anything. But on Sunday, I had to work, and this is actually sometime in January. I can't remember. It was kind of cold. I'm working by myself with a door guy. It's slow, and I have to tell you, I've only been open an hour, and I was dealing with so much crap.
Like what?
Just drunk people. There was a girl that was trying to come in. She probably hadn't gone to sleep. Was trying to come in. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't let you in. You're too wasted. And then gets my water bottle in my hand and throws it across the patio. I'm like, oh my God. 20 minutes later, transient tries to walk in with no shoes, demanding to use the bathroom. I'm like, no, you can't use the bathroom. You don't have any shoes. Second, you're not allowed in.
So it's just one of those things. Yeah.
And I don't know if it was a full moon residue.
Did you say full moon residue? Like leftovers? Leftover energy?
Hey, yo, Ma, the meatloaf.
That's actually funny. Yeah. My thing too is it's always the people who, it's usually around full moons, is the people who are wasted, can't walk, can barely stand up, but they want to stay. They get so mad when we ask them to leave.
Yes.
That's usually like full moon crowds.
Yeah, or when the sober friend's getting mad, trying to fight you for kicking out their friend who
Can't stand up.
can't stand up, puking, probably dying,
Or sleeping.
And they're trying to convince you. It's like, no, there's no coming back from that. And then they just try to fight you and argue.
People get so mad. I think I already said the story about the guy sleeping in the corner. I was like, hey, you can't sleep right here. He said, what are you going to do, move me? I'm like, me personally, no, but that security guard over there will.
Yeah. But thank God for, I think this Sunday, was it this Sunday? No, there was one Sunday that I worked. You didn't work with me. I think it was Caroline. This group of people, they were so nice. So nice. I guess this person was just drunk, tired, passing out. I go to the table, like, hey, your buddy can be passing out. Like, he has to wake up if he passes out again. He has to go. Not a problem. We really apologize. He's struggling right now, but we're gonna leave. Can you close us out? Oh, absolutely. Of course, they come over and close out. They tip pretty well, and his friend passes out again. It's like, your friend's passed out. We got him. Don't worry. Thank you so much for being really cool. Like, no, thank you. Thank you for being really nice and understanding. And they took the guy out, and it was like, why can't everybody be like that?
Yeah. Do you remember? I think it was last winter or something. I think it was me and you, and the guy passed out over there, and then they couldn't get him up. They were trying to carry him out, but they
Yeah.
couldn't. He was not purposely resisting, but he was just so drunk, and he was a big guy. Couldn't get him out. It took like 30 minutes, and it was like 4 or 5 guys trying to get him out.
Yeah, so it was, yeah. He was really good. He was fine.
I think he actually like hit something. What?
No, so this guy that we're drinking, and he was fine when I gave him the round of shots.
I think I gave him a Jameson.
And then all of a sudden, he just flips the switch, and he's like a jello.
He was like Jello.
He was probably 250.
He was a big
Pounds.
boy.
His friends who were stronger and bigger than me were struggling. It took 4 of us just to get him in the car.
Yep.
4 of us.
And it took a while.
Yeah, he was heavy. And finally, when we think we had him, his legs gave out on him. I'm like, all right, this is.
That was an entertainment.
It was.
I thoroughly enjoyed watching you try to do that.
It was really.
Sweating doing it.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
And he puked in his car too.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I would be so
Because
mad.
I saw one of the friends later on, like weeks later, and I asked him, "Hey, what happened?" Bro, he puked all over the back seat.
Yeah. I hate being put in those weird positions. Like this was a couple months ago. The lady who, she was so lost and so confused. And there was only 2 of us behind the bar, but I had to go deal with her. She had no phone, she had no keys, she had no license, she didn't know where she was.
Oh, the one that passed out in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's what it was. That someone came and told me there was a lady passed out in the bathroom. I walk in, her head is like literally under the stall. She's just dead. So then I get her outside. The only saving grace was we were sitting there trying to like talk to her, and a lady brings a purse to me and was like, "Hey, this has just been left on the table for a while. I don't know whose it is." And then I saw that it was hers. And then we found her phone and then trying to unlock her. It was literally
Her
probably
boyfriend came
an
and picked her
hour
up.
and a half process of me trying to get
Her
information. on
boyfriend
her.
came in and picked her up, who was literally around the corner.
Yeah, but trying to figure out who her boyfriend. It was insane. But I hate being put in those positions,
It sucks because
Because now there's one person behind the bar. She's in the weeds, so it's like,
it sucks when your friends don't take care of you sometimes.
yeah, she was ripping her dress. I'm like, stop.
But sometimes, that wasted friend deserves it. I'm like, you know what?
No,
No, you don't think so?
no, you don't leave people like that.
No, that's true. You don't.
You yell at them when they're sober.
That is true.
And if it happens multiple times, don't go out with them. Words
Word.
of advice from Courtney.
Yep. Those are actually pretty good. I'll stand by those.
Thank you.
Ignore my my comments early. Don't be an asshole friend. Be a nice friend. Rip them a new one the day after. But yeah, I think it's crazy. And the amount of people who get upset when they're getting escorted out because they're wasted. Or they're being rude to the bartender or the manager. Like, you really think you're going to win?
Well, now everything's you're racist. You're racist. I'm white, and I'll kick a white person out, and they call me racist. I'm like, I'm white. You're white. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's
That makes no sense to me.
they're
But
just
it's
wasted.
happened multiple times. I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know what? I guess that's life now.
It's weird. What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. And talking about being alive, I know I always bring it up, but I'm very grateful for everyone that comes into the bars and spends money and tips and takes care of their bartenders.
If you bring snacks, we love you more.
Yeah. I know there's, like during COVID, I know a bunch of them took care of us. And they still do. They come in here once a week or twice a week. They come in here, spend money. You know what? Thank you. And
No, I love all the regulars
yeah.
for the most part.
No, they're all, I like all of them. They're all great people.
I love when you can have like genuine conversation with like somebody you meet.
Yeah. And you know what? And they give you the respect. They treat you well. And they'll invite you to, hey, if you don't have anywhere to go on Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever, come to my house.
Yeah.
And that means a lot. So if you're listening and you're one of those people, thank you very much. I love you. Te amo mucho, con todo mi corazón,
See,
papi. But
that's all I got.
that's all you got?
I've been trying to work on my Spanish, but
Well,
it's
Spanish
hard.
is good.
It's hard.
Yeah. But we'll see how this weekend goes. Next week is Thanksgiving.
Is it? God, November flew by.
Yeah, you know what tomorrow is? New Year's Eve. That's how quick everything's going. Just saying.
That's bad.
It's the full moon vibes. It's the residue.
My mom's calling. She said I gotta come home. Crazy.
All right, guys. This is just a quick episode. We'll be back in a couple weeks with hopefully Brett, if he can make it. If not, we have another guest. But
I like the solo thing too. It's fun.
yeah, we like solo things. We're going to be going around the bars and just doing quick interviews on bartenders coming soon. So stand by to stand by.
What does that even mean?
It's a military term.
Okay.
Sorry. Happy belated Veterans Day to all my folks out there too, by the way.
Amen.
God bless America. Well, anyways, that is it. Episode 7.
See you guys next week. Well, maybe next week.
Maybe next week if we have interviews, we'll post them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
Love you.
Hasta luego, people. I love y'all.